Ah, the holidays. Time for Yuletide merriment, good cheer, and Easter eggs. Get it, Easter! Pat Bradshaw, she's late on she's late on stuff. Get it? All right. Moving on. You can pick up this shirt for yourself or a loved one for the holidays on Teespring. Link in the description down below. If you can get it as a long sleeve shirt, a man's t-shirt, women's t-shirt, or a hoodie, and a bunch of all these colors. Look at all these colors. They're dope. Yeah. Art was done by Kitsune Zakuro. Go check her out down below as well. She's super awesome. And yeah, happy Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, New Year's. Thanks.
Hey everyone, this is Haley from Cartooniverse. It has been a while since my last top 10 video, and I thought it would be great to give an update to my video about unsolved Steven Universe theories and see how much has changed since then. Spoiler alert, there are some repeating mysteries on this list, but at the pace that Steven Universe likes to reveal things, that's not too much of a surprise. I will try to talk about the most popular theories regarding each topic so you can be more informed and see what other fans think. All these mysteries are ones that I think have a good chance at being answered. So while I would absolutely love to learn about the origins of the gems, I don't believe the show will have time to go into that. Keep in mind that there are a few more things that could have made it onto the list, but were cut out due to space. I actually did a poll on Cartooniverse's Twitter, asking for which series I should add to the list since I was deciding between a few. So the top 3 from that poll will be shown here. If you want to be notified of any upcoming polls, please make sure to follow us on our Twitter at CartoonUV. And with that, let's begin. Number 10. Will the cluster ever be a threat again? We last saw the cluster in Gem Drill, where Peridot and Steven drill into the Earth's crust and attempt to destroy the massive gem shards. But just as all hope seems lost and the cluster is going to form and destroy the Earth, Steven is able to talk to it and get it to bubble itself. The Earth is saved, at least at that moment. Things seem almost too peaceful, however, and many have questioned if the cluster will become a ticking time bomb once again, or it's truly the last we have seen of it. We do get some more recent mentions of it in That Will Be All and Raising the Barn, but besides that, it is shown that the cluster is no longer a threat to Earth despite the Diamonds believing it to still be one. Personally, I'm okay with how things have been left with the cluster, although I do worry that the Diamonds find out about it and how it didn't destroy the Earth, they'll be tempted to get it to try and emerge once again and wreak havoc on all that the Crystal Gems sought to preserve. Number 9. How will Bismuth return? Bismuth is a favorite character to many people, despite only having truly appeared in one episode so far. I have made videos on her return before, but despite it having been a long time since then, I have speculated on the topic, we still have no answer. She definitely hasn't been forgotten about, as we see a silhouette of her in Gemcation as Garnet talks about the past. But when the need arises, will Steven be able to unbubble her? After all, she did try to kill him right before she was poofed. My guess is that it will take something really big to require the Crystal Gem's only blacksmith. She is super knowledgeable on how to wage war against Homeworld. As we know, she did forge Rose's sword, which was created specifically to not shatter gems. And with the knowledge that pretty much every character in the show returns at least once, even as the voice actor is expensive, I'm hoping it'll be more a matter of when, and not if, she will return. Homeworld coming to the Crystal Gems' territory will definitely be a good reason for her to rejoin the fight. Hopefully she can put the events that occurred in the past away the last time she was unbubbled, and with this she can be a great ally against Homeworld. Number 8. All of Rose's secrets. We recently learned more or less how Lion came to be. With Lars' death and resurrection, it can be concluded that Lion was brought back to life in a similar way by Rose Quartz. As we saw a bunch of lions owned by Rose in Buddy's book, it was probably one of those. Why only one lion was resurrected and when this happened is still unknown, but learning about Lion's true connection to Rose was just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to her secrets. We still have so much more to learn about the mysterious Rose Quartz. Most importantly, things having to do with a certain diamond that will definitely be mentioned later on in this list. But there's also the question of what is in the treasure chest that's in Lion's mane. The show definitely hasn't forgot about it, since last time Steven got a key he attempted to open it up with no luck. But for now we have no idea of what's inside it or how Steven will find a way to open it. And also, while we do know that Rose had no ulterior motives when creating Steven, did she not predict that the Crystal Gems would ever have a conflict with the Diamond Authority again? Rose Quartz was the reason for the Crystal Gems forming and being able to make it out alive the first time, so by having Steven, she must have known that they'd be vulnerable for quite a few years as Steven learns to become a leader. There are also many other things that Rose could be hiding that we have yet to learn about. Rose is definitely full of surprises, so learning more about her is definitely something I'd like to see. Number 7. Who was Pink Diamond? We have heard again and again that Pink Diamond is no longer around. She was the gem that colonized Earth and began to bring it to the full potential that the Diamond Authority had planned it to be. But long before this could happen, her time was cut short and she was shattered. We know this much, but we still know nothing about who she was as a gem. The two diamonds we do know about, yellow and blue, have very strong personalities that make them very different from most other gems. They're also extremely powerful and demand the respect of their subjects. Was Pink a lot like this? It is definitely possible, but many have come to believe that she is in fact a bit different than her fellow diamonds. We don't know the reason as to why Earth was the only colony she ever had. It is speculated that she was relatively young when compared to the other diamonds, and therefore wasn't ready to have her own colony until then. Or perhaps she was just simply never needed, or simply didn't want to have a colony until her sisters forced her to. It's very hard to tell how she actually was at this point, other than being a bit different from the other diamonds in some way. She was the one to make rose quartzes after all, it's stated, and that will be all. So maybe there is a lot more to her, and she had always been fond of organic life. I really hope that Pink Diamond's personality and who she truly is as a gem is explored later in the series. This could lead to a lot of big reveals in the future. Number 6. Do the diamonds have roles or a hierarchy? This is an entry on the list I'm not sure we'll get a specific answer for during the course of the show, but it could be shown more rather than explicitly stated. I do know that there have been many videos on this since there is quite a bit of evidence to support that the diamonds are all very unique gems. This includes the fact that each diamond has a specified role. For example, Pink Diamonds had to do with creating a gem military, which is why she was in charge of creating all the quartz soldiers. Yellow Diamond is controlled this now since Pink Diamond's shattering. There is also the question of each diamond having a certain level of power against the others depending on their placement in the Diamond Authority logo. So this would mean that White Diamond is at the top, followed by Blue and Yellow being equally matched, and Pink Diamond being the lowest ranking. This works really well by additionally looking at their murals and seeing that Pink Diamond only has a single planet, while White Diamond has the most. There is so much that can be expanded on here, but there's only so much that can be guessed about from what we have seen thus far in the show. I personally think it would be very interesting that the diamonds work this way. It would explain a lot about Pink Diamond and many other aspects of how the Diamond Authority used to be. Number 5. How will Jasper return? Getting into the bottom half of the list, it's time to talk about Jasper. In a very climactic episode, we saw that after fusing with a corrupted gem, Jasper became corrupted herself and was about to hurt Steven until she was poofed and bubbled. Now we are left with the question of her return. Will this happen? And if so, will it be after Steven learns to uncorrupt gems, or perhaps she'll be the one he experiments on to see if he can truly uncorrupt a gem? We don't even know that Steven will ever learn how to return corrupted gems to their original form, although many hope he eventually will. Or it could be the case that I presented similar to Bismuth, where Jasper will only be brought back when they desperately need her in the fight against the Diamond Authority. Jasper has definitely become a favorite amongst fans, so to see her again, even if she still has some effects of the corruption, would still truly be great. Number 4. Where has White Diamond been? After seeing both Blue and Yellow Diamond during the trial, many fans really began wondering where the final diamond we have got no mention of thus far in the show actually is. Is she attending some more important matters, or does she just not care in the way that Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond cared for Pink Diamond? I would hope that she would most likely have a good reason for not attending Rose Quartz's trial. In addition, we have no idea what White Diamond's personality is like. She could be totally different than what we expect. As mentioned in the previous entry on the list, it's definitely possible that White Diamond is the head of the Diamond Authority, and it's possible that she is a very strict ruler that is respected by every other gem in existence. I would not be surprised if she was quite a bit taller than the other diamonds, or that she was the oldest diamond, and therefore was the first gem in existence. Let's hope when we meet White Diamond, her character does not disappoint. Number 3. How will corrupted gems become uncorrupted? As long as I've been watching Steven Universe, I remember people discussing theories about how they thought the corruption that plagues so many gems, including Jasper and Centipedal, will be cured. Many have come to the conclusion that Steven will be the one to do so. After all, he's the main character of the show, and this is one of the biggest issues for the Crystal Gems right now, so it makes a lot of sense. The only problem with this is that we know that Rose Quartz attempted to heal corrupted gems during her lifetime to no success. So what could Steven possibly do that Rose Quartz could not? At this moment, I have no idea, but I'm sure he'll have something to do with it. It could be something to do with reversing the corruption song, which then potentially leads to all the diamonds being involved to potentially aid Steven in his quest to making so many gems whole again. I don't see this as a very likely aspect to happen, but there are a lot of possibilities here. With this entry, I would also like to include that people wonder if it's possible to bring a gem back from being shattered. From what we have heard in the story thus far, it is said to be impossible. But I still like to think about the possibility that there could be a way to totally resurrect the gem. A fan can dream, I suppose. Number 2. Who was Pearl created to serve and what is her backstory? Now this is one of my personal favorite theories, probably because Pearl is one of my favorite characters, and I know I've been talking about this for a very, very long time. I've discussed this probably more times I can remember, and quite a few options have been covered. But out of all of them, the one that people see as most likely is the option that Pearl was once owned by White Diamond. Peridot called Pearl fancy, and we can see that Pearl's gem placement and skin color match up with White Diamond. We've also seen that people bring up the possibility that the crystal gem Pearl could have been owned by all the diamonds collectively, or something along those lines. Also, of course, Pearl may have always been owned by Rose Quartz. Personally, I believe that she was owned by White Diamond, but who knows, the show may surprise us. There are also the questions of how Pearl and Rose met way before forming the crystal gems. One thing that we definitely need more of is Pearl backstory. But who doesn't want to give that to us? Yep, Pearl herself. It seems like she is almost physically incapable of telling Steven about the diamonds, which is something I have brought up in much more detail in my recently uploaded video about Pearl. Come on Pearl, I know you'll let us onto something eventually, and if you don't, another character definitely will. Before we get to the number 1 spot on the list, I would like to let those know who don't know that Cartoon Universe has a Discord server. Go to the link shown here or in the description below to join. Meet many fans who are just as passionate about cartoons as you are. Now, let's continue on with the countdown. And finally, the number 1 unanswered theory in the show currently is, who shattered Pink Diamond? Once again, number 1 on the list probably isn't the biggest surprise for anyone. As I mean, there was literally an episode of the show that made us question everything we thought we knew about Pink Diamond shattering and turned it on its head. With so much emphasis placed on this one event, we are definitely supposed to be questioning who did what during this important moment of the show. Yet we still do not have too much information to go off of, so that leaves many suspects. While the show is definitely telling us Rose Quartz not shattered Pink Diamond, there is still a chance for that, although a much smaller one than before. That could bring us to other possibilities, such as Yellow or White Diamond having done it. We know nothing about White Diamond or where she was during the trial, which does make her quite suspicious. Yellow Diamond's reaction to the reveal that Rose Quartz not shattered Pink Diamond also makes her quite suspicious in my opinion. Some also point towards Pearl for having done it, which would be a huge shock to many, but perhaps she wants to do it for Rose. There's actually a lot more explaining about each of these options that can be done, and videos for each possibility have been made by Steven Universe YouTubers. There's definitely a lot more to be said about this topic than can be done in this quick recap. But that covers the top 10 theories that are currently on the minds of Steven Universe fans. Let me know in the comments section down below if there are any theories you wish we added to the list. If you enjoyed this video and would like to show your support, please make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notifications for whenever Cartoon Universe uploads. If you would like to go the extra mile, we also have a Patreon account with tons of cool rewards. The script for this video was over 2,500 words long, so these do take a while and a lot of time and effort to make. But I do plan on uploading more frequently, especially when Steven Universe starts airing again, so stay tuned for more videos. Thank you Starry Cat for editing this super long top 10 list, and thanks for watching!